Jake, thanks for spending some time with TalkToDrivers.com. How did you get your start in racing?
My stepbrother was actually racing go-karts, and I wanted to get involved with it, thought it looked fun, so we picked up an old yard cart, actually ran in a little dirt track in a guy's front yard, and just kept moving up from there.
Do you have a favorite racetrack?
It would definitely have to be Twin Cities in North Vernon. Won a lot of good races there, ran a lot of good laps there, just always had a feel for that track.
Of the old school drivers, who would you like to compete against? Name at least three.
Although I've ran against him, definitely Kevin Briscoe. I have a lot of respect for him. Butch Wilkerson, I've heard a lot of good stories about him, and he's been a great friend since I've started racing. And then, really anybody that's drove for the Law Brothers, the respect that they've given their drivers and how they talk about them. Really a lot of the old drivers that sat in their seat.
What was one of your most embarrassing, amusing moments in racing?
It's actually one that you and I talked about, and that would have to be leading the feature during the first Indiana Midget Week at Lawrenceburg in the sprint car feature, and had, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 laps to go, and got into 3 a little too hard and bicycled off the track, threw it away.
You retired at an early age. Why?
I'd been contemplating for a few years, when I was going to finally hang it up, but just the few accidents I've had in the car, I found out I had some neck issues, and they said if I kept racing, it was going to result in surgery. If I quit, I could deal with it. So I figured after last year it'd be a good time to just hang it up and pursue other options.
What were some of your sprint car highlights?
Definitely winning 2 track championships at North Vernon. Earned Rookie of the Year at Putnamville, our first year in the sprint car. Being able to drive Dick Briscoe's car. Kevin wasn't able to make it one night at Bloomington. He called me up, gave me the chance to actually drive the car, which was really memorable.
Do you still go to the track as a fan?
Oh yeah. I don't hit as many races as I used to driving, but I try to make some of the bigger shows, and definitely I like sitting in the stands. It gives you a different perspective sitting up there all night.
Do you have any desire to be a crew chief?
Well, not full time. My nephew, whose sprint car I'm sitting on, he's starting out, so I'm helping him when I can. So I'm getting a taste of it.
What do you think of the youth movement in sprint car racing?
There's some good and there's some bad. There's a lot of good drivers out there. Patience maybe isn't one of their strongest virtues right now, which gets them in a little bit of trouble. And I hate seeing some of these guys, throw away cars and money like they do. But it's what keeps the sport going. It's definitely kind of resurged the sport here in the last couple of years with these new, hot shot drivers coming in. So, any money that's coming into the sport that's good, but in a way it's kind of driving the cost up a little bit.
Will you ever drive a sprint car again?
No. I can honestly say I'll never sit and, drive a sprint car again. I've contemplated maybe a mini sprint a time or two, maybe a 3/4 midget, go back to my TQ days, but no more sprint cars.
Jake, thanks for spending some time with TalkToDrivers.com.
All right, thanks, Kyle.